Good day everyone and welcome back to my channel. We have a mix of official announcements and rumors for today's video. Hope you can leave a like and subscribe as it helps out this channel a lot. For our first story, Naughty Dog seems to be experiencing consistent leaks in their company. Recently, screenshots as well as gameplay footage have leaked online. When the trailer was released last Summer Games Fest, fans were amazed on the updated graphics for the PlayStation 5, though some are still skeptical whether the $70 price tag is worth it. With the September release just a few months away, the game had gone gold, meaning Naughty Dog sees the game fit for release. Now, the internet has seen some of the gameplay footage through leaks provided by insider and Xbox era co-founder Nick Baker. Nick has shared around 6 minutes of gameplay footage containing combat and weapon crafting. Fast forward to the following day, Sony and Naughty Dog released an official trailer detailing features and gameplay of the upcoming remake. The trailer showed a more detailed world as well as lifelike facial animations. The physics and background objects have been expanded along with the AI enemies and companions being smarter than before. Like with The Last of Us 2, a permadeath mode was added along with a new feature which is a speedrun mode with a clock ticking which can be used to compete with other players around the world. Adaptive triggers with haptic feedback are included with 3D audio for players using headsets for a more immersive experience. What wasn't shown versus the leaks are the PS5 control mapping, and players would be able to try out two rendering modes, which is fidelity at 4K 40 FPS and performance with dynamic 4K at 60 FPS. Players can take note as well that they are not locked to 60 FPS as they can unlock the frame rate of their respective monitors through the VRR support. With the leaked gameplay, screenshots, and the official videos out, fans are having doubts whether they should buy the $70 game as they are expecting added gameplay mechanics from the sequel such as the ability to dodge as well as go prone. Regardless of what I've seen, I'm still eager to see the graphical improvements once the game releases. On to our next story, game cancellations is not a rare sight in the gaming industry. Even AAA projects from known developers or publishers get cancelled before release in order to lessen the possibility of losing even more money in the long run. Now, the massive developer and publisher Ubisoft has reportedly cancelled 4 upcoming games from its pipeline. The Splinter Cell VR project, Ghost Recon Frontline, as well as 2 unannounced titles had their development terminated. The Splinter Cell VR game was announced last 2020 with a simultaneous development with another VR project which is Assassin's Creed. Both projects were supposed to launch on the Oculus headsets. Now, with Ghost Recon Frontline, it was announced back 2021 as a free-to-play battle royale title which garnered massive fan disappointment. Players were dismayed because of the large change from a tactical FPS gameplay in favor of a battle royale style. No information has surfaced yet on what the other 2 titles are. Now, with another unfortunate news from Ubisoft, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora had its release date delayed with the game no longer launching this 2022. Ubisoft's first quarter report for its fiscal year 2022 to 2023 confirmed that it will release in the fiscal year 2023 to 2024 instead. The only explanation was that Avatar's delay will enable the development to maximize the cutting-edge immersive experience that takes full advantage of the next-gen technology. Aside from Avatar, another unannounced premium game was also delayed into 2023 to 2024 fiscal year. The speculations indicate that this may be the rumored Assassin's Creed Rift game, which is a smaller scale Assassin's Creed project, or perhaps the delayed game is something entirely new. We'll just have to wait for Ubisoft's Forward event on September 10 to see what games are in their development pipeline. Moving on to our next story, renowned developer Digital Extreme, the makers of the widely praised Warframe, has spent almost 10 years focusing development on a single live service game. Now, Digital Extremes released a trailer of their newly developed game called Soulframe. Video game director Steve Sinclair has revealed a few details about Soulframe on his interview with the Washington Post. Soulframe will feature Warframe's emphasis on cooperative player versus environment combat and procedurally generated environments, but it will be the mirror universe of Warframe, whereas Warframe was focused on shooting, Soulframe will be highlighting melee. The case of Warframe being super fast and crazy high speed, the new game will be a lot more slow and heavy. Creative director Jeff Crooks added that there's going to be proceduralism within the cave networks and crevices and so on underneath the world. Soulframe will have a focus on exploration, to which Steve has mentioned that the game will emphasize on themes of nature, restoration, and adventure as inspired from the projects such as Princess Mononoke and The Never-Ending Story. Now on to our final story. This week has experienced new studio announcements from key industry developers. First one would be Bruce Straley's new studio Wildflower Interactive. The Last of Us 1 director has announced his new career path through means of establishing a game development studio. The studio describes its upcoming work as small-ish, creatively charged, uniquely stylized games. They are pushing for Wildflower Interactive as a studio looking to innovate and explore the possibilities of video games as a medium. Their website features industry veterans from Naughty Dog, Deep Silver Volition, and Obsidian. Wildflower is now actively hiring artists, programmers, and management. The next studio form comes from the developers who worked on the Halo series, Arkham series, Doom 2016, and SSX. Xbox Live founding veteran Jerry Hook has created a new AAA studio called Jar of Sparks. With him is a team of developers coming from different high-profile franchises. Jerry has worked on Halo 4 and 5 before leaving Microsoft to pursue work on Destiny with Bungie. He went back to Microsoft and 343 Industries as head of design for Halo Infinite, to which he eventually left in March 2022 to proceed with his next endeavors. Jar of Sparks has a mission to create a new generation of narrative-driven action games in a new world. The other high-profile members include Paul Crocker, who was a lead narrative director of the Batman Arkham trilogy, along with Greg Stone, who was a creative director at 343 Industries, wherein he produced for Halo Wars 2, Halo Infinite, and Doom 2016, and lastly Steve Dyke, who worked on SSX, NBA Street, Halo 4, and 5. This shows that the members have collaborated to some extent in the past, which make the team dynamics easier. Jerry notes that Jar of Sparks' first game might be 3 to 4 years away and will not be a live service game. He cited that successful lower budget titles like Valheim and V Rising serve as an inspiration on how to operate on a reasonable budget around a highly skilled team. Jerry sees to it that their studio will deliver quality titles with a sensible investment rather than aiming for a 100 million project and competing with the likes of God of War. It's possible for Jar of Sparks to achieve their planned AAA game as they are partnered with Chinese publishing giant NetEase. And to our last story, John Romero is regarded as one of the most influential developers of the FPS genre. With his vision and skills, he has contributed to major games such as Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein. Though his achievements were most notable in the 90s, this could soon be updated to a modern era as his studio Romero Games is hiring for multiple talents for an upcoming FPS game. The project will be developed on the Unreal Engine 5, and it will be interesting to see where the studio goes moving forward, as they may pursue an indie first-person shooter in a retro genre or get partnered with a publisher enabling them to create a AAA project. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Are you willing to spend $70 for The Last of Us Remake Part 1? Will you be watching Ubisoft's Forward event on September 10? Are you interested with Soulframe's concept? And lastly, will the new game development studios release high-quality games in the future? Let me know about your thoughts on the comment section down below, and I will see you all soon.